Hey guys, I want to share an incredible story with you today. And it's a story that comes from a time period that was, it was just about 1 year ago exactly today. And it's really cool. First, pardon me for a second, if you don't mind. I've updated the office a little bit to include some perks. But I want to share a story about an incredible gentleman. And this incredible gentleman isn't me. Now, this story is about an incredible gentleman named Tony Robbins. You've probably heard of him. Maybe you've heard of him. I bet you've heard of him. And it's a story that kind of took place and transpired and directly related to me about a year ago from today. So, to draw this story back, this was 2019, February of 2019. And the reason I had gotten involved with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi is because I had entered a mastermind with them. It was an incredible new opportunity. It was a brand new course. And I had the chance to join in and learn from Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. It was the KBB. I'll talk more about that in a second. But what really impressed me was a certain instance that happened maybe on day 6, 7, maybe day 12 of the launch for this course. And so course launches, right? Launches for courses. There's anytime a course, especially a course that's created by Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, two big names, 60 years experience. Anytime a course of that magnitude gets launched, there's going to be chaos in the digital marketing world. There's a lot of trust at stake. There's a lot of people partnering up with the launch of that course, so to speak. So what you're going to see is the biggest names in the digital marketing space partnering up, sending emails, blasting, going live. All kinds of things. There's going to be a frenzy, if you will. What happens is along the backside of that frenzy, so you as the consumer, if you will see a lot of the emails and blasts and that you got to buy this course type thing. But on the backside, what you don't see is the ammunition, the arming with the ammunition, the producers of the course, in this case, Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, they're giving you information, they're pumping you up, they're cheering you on in the launch. And every now and then you get a little gem, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. But first, before I do, I want you to understand something. Anytime you see a launch like this, where a product or a course is being launched and there's everybody in the world is emailing you about this, and there can be a tendency, I think, for you to think, whoa, what's the scam, what's the jig, you know what I mean? But I've been in this game since 2012, and what I can tell you is anytime you see this sort of buzz, this sort of frenzy, this sort of collective promotion of a particular product from so many people who have big names in the industry, what you're going to have to understand is that only thing that really that represents is a massive amount of trust, because there is no shortage of programs to promote as an influencer, as a brand, as someone who has a YouTube channel, someone who has a Facebook group, whatever. Whenever there is an opportunity or a launch that everyone seems to jump on, that means that people trust it. And that means it's something good. But I digress a little bit. I get back to the story of 2019, the last time KBB was launched. This was KBB 1.0. Right now, KBB 2.0 is being launched, and you have an opportunity to see an amazing free live stream with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. If you want to register for that, which is happening on the 27th, go ahead and go to brianbrewer.com/KBB or follow the link that's around this video. If you're watching this video after February 27th of 2020, there'll probably be a link to a replay. I will update it for you. But the bottom line is this is KBB 2020. You do not want to miss the live stream. Go to brianbrewer.com/KBB. Follow the link in the description below. But I want to talk about KBB Launch 2019. And the reason is because in that launch, in that fever, what we were doing is we were launching a product that was revolutionizing the way that we get education as people. It was helping people just like you folks, just like you and me, just average people tap into the knowledge business, tap into the $129 billion knowledge business, to tap into the business that allowed us as just average folks to use what we already knew and turn that into a business. Well, about midway through that launch, maybe towards the end, but before the close, this is the lull period. I remember we got an email with a link to a voice recording from Tony Robbins, and on the surface it seemed like, okay, he's promoting a product. There is a launch. He's trying to pump up his affiliates. And, it was Tony Robbins, so obviously I was going to listen to it. But the message that came through was surprising, shocking, life-changing, if you will. Because while I was expecting some canned message or some sort of, hey, you're doing great, promote this product because it could change people's lives. And although it's expensive, I'm sure we can, all those things I was expecting. He came on and he was very matter of fact, and he said something along the lines of, hey, sorry, I did not get to you sooner, apologizing. First and foremost, and I'm paraphrasing here. I don't want to be quoted on this, but he said something like, I have an ulcer, or I had an ulcer, and I had to have a pint of blood removed from my stomach. It was something along those lines, and only because it was Tony Robbins did I kind of forget, you know what I'm saying? And then he transferred and transformed, and he shifted into the message of, hey, you're doing a great thing, you're trying to help people keep pushing forward because we want to get this message out to as many people as possible. So mention the stream, mention the program, tell them about your links. And I was like, what the? Here's a guy who probably went through a painful process, but he mentioned it, but then transported himself into the service to others. And that's really the whole point of this video is, who wouldn't want to be where he is? Who wouldn't want to have what he has? Who wouldn't want to make the type of impact he makes? And it's all because he obviously educated himself. Because if you know anything about Tony Robbins, you know about the days of him spending his every single dime to go to the Jim Rohn conferences and so on and so forth. But he educated himself because he knew that if he wanted to get to the next level of life, he had to first level up his skills. But once he got there, he provided himself and he dedicated himself to a life of service, even in a point where he had to have blood removed from his body because of, once again, I'm paraphrasing, but some ulcers and something. He was still dedicated to the cause, dedicated to the mission. And that's when you realize, like, that is the key to success. You have to take your abilities. You have to hone them. You have to level up your skills, and then you have to commit yourself to a life of service. And then if you do, then it's not about money. It's about the lifestyle. Can you imagine having a pint of blood removed from you and thinking life is good? Right? Like, that's the beauty of it. Obviously, he has millions, if not billions of dollars, but it's because he dedicated himself to a life of service. And everyone has the ability and the opportunity to dedicate themselves to the life of service. And it won't be easy, and I'm still working on it myself. But one of the best ways to get you started is to go and check out that presentation. Learn more from Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi. I'll post a link in the description below. Once again, it's going to be Brian Brewer /KBB. If you're watching this when this video is released, you have the opportunity to register for the live stream, which is going on February 27th of 2020. If you happen to catch this video after that date, I'm sure there'll be some sort of replay or some sort of opportunity to see that presentation. So I'll go ahead and make sure and update that link for whatever time is right. But once again, it's brianbrewer.com/KBB. Once again, the message is dedicate yourself to a life of service. You help other people and you will have everything. Help other people get what they want. You will have everything you ever want. And anybody can say it. I can just say it. I'm still trying to live it. But when Tony Robbins when he says it but lives it like that, that's how you know that the real key is dedicating yourself to the mission. So find your mission. Check out the presentation. If you want to get involved in KBB eventually, I highly recommend it. Thank you so much for watching this. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, and we'll see you all very soon. Bye.